An unsuspecting mom wakes up at 8 a.m. on August 6, 2022. It's a beautiful morning, but something is not right. And then it hits her. Lindsay's 16-year-old daughter Kiely didn't wake her up as she was supposed to after last night's end of high school party. Kiely's stepdad hasn't seen her either, and her car wasn't parked in its usual spot. A frantic search for the 16-year-old ended in a tragic discovery 2 weeks later.
Call the authorities.
What happened to Kiely Rodni? Let's look at what we know so far. Hey guys, welcome to my channel Mystery Inquest. My name is Veronica and I make mystery and true crime videos. If that is something that you are into, please subscribe and tickle the notification bell. Okay guys, today we are looking at a very sad, recent and still ongoing case out of Truckee, California. I know that there are a lot of videos about Kiely out there already, but I just wanted to put everything that is known so far into one video. There has also been quite a lot of drama in the online community about this case, and there is also a lot of nonsense out there, so I'm going to try to make some sense out of it for you guys, because this case is very confusing and a little frustrating. So get comfortable you guys, grab a cushion or a dog, and let's start at the beginning. Kiely Mae Rodni was born on September 1st, 2005 to her parents Lindsay and her father Dan, local entrepreneurs in the Lake Tahoe area, California. At some point, Kiely's parents separated and Kiely grew up with her mom, stepdad Tony, 8-year-old brother Shep, and her grandparents in Truckee. Lindsay said, quote, "Her dad Dan lives in Tahoma, and he's been around. We have a good relationship. We are very friendly. We are amicable." End quote. Truckee is a small town of around 16,000 people located near the breathtaking Lake Tahoe. It boasts a very beautiful and sometimes unforgiving nature, a very close, wealthy, and exclusive community, and some turbulent and grisly history, such as the infamous Donner Party migration fiasco. The Donner Party was a group of American pioneers from the 19th century who traveled in a wagon train from Illinois to California, and almost everything that could go wrong with their journey did go wrong, such as losing wagons and cattle, arguing, and finally getting trapped for the whole winter by an early snowfall near Truckee Lake, now Donner Lake, high in the mountains. They soon ran out of food, and some of the migrants resorted to cannibalism to survive, eating the bodies of those who had died of starvation, sickness, and extreme cold. Only 48 people out of the 87 survived the ordeal. Can you imagine, guys? Tourists can learn more about the history of Truckee in the local museum, which Kiely must have visited with her school at least once. Kiely grew up in a beautiful, rustic hotel called the Lost Trail Lodge, built by her grandfather, David Robertson, who designed the property to be completely off-grid, generating power from solar panels and a small hydroelectric plant powered by a nearby creek. Kiely was a beautiful, outgoing, and a smart young person. She had a close group of friends and recently broke up with her boyfriend Jagger, who moved away, but they stayed in touch. Her mom describes her as, quote, "a very special girl. She's very musical. She started playing violin at a very young age. She loves science, baking and dancing." Kiely has a very dynamic personality, and she's able to make true connections with practically everybody she meets that she has common interests with. Everybody loves Kiely. She's so smart and funny, great with little kids. She's like a magnet for toddlers. She gets down to their level and they run to her. End quote. Kiely's friend Sami described her as
a light in a lot of people's lives. She's wonderful. She's smiling all the time. She's caring. She's beautiful. She's there for anybody who has ever needed her. She's very outgoing. She's outdoorsy too. She loves the water. She loves to sing. Her voice is just amazing too. And she's just a beautiful girl, and we all miss her a lot, and so
she's so sweet and so vibrant.
Overall, Kiely was one of those talented and sweet people that makes it extra sad when their life ends so soon. And my heart goes out to her family and friends who loved her. It's very, very sad. Why does it always have to be the nicest and the least deserving people that tragedy happens to? Kiely was so smart that she graduated early with honors from Forest Charter School, a public school in Truckee. Kiely was very close with her grandfather, with whom she got her musical talent from. They enjoyed playing instruments and singing together. She not only played violin but also a slew of other instruments such as guitar or a piano. She had a beautiful voice and sang all the time. Kiely even has a song on SoundCloud if you want to check it out, guys. And she loved the tragic artist XXX. Kiely also loved to travel, and her family said she experienced a lot in her short life. On top of that, Kiely was very responsible and had a close bond with her mom, always staying in touch and letting her mom know where she was and when she would be home. That's why Lindsay immediately knew something must have happened when Kiely didn't get home after the party. She looked at Kiely's location that she always keeps on for her mom, and the last update was from the party site at around midnight. So Lindsay started calling her friends. Sadly, nobody knew where Kiely was. Kiely's best friend Magdalene, or Mags as her friends call her, told Lindsay that she hasn't seen Kiely since the party, but they were supposed to meet at 9 a.m. at Starbucks to go camping. When Kiely didn't turn up, her mom called the police. Many of the partygoers were questioned, and authorities and volunteers gathered, and the search for Kiely was initiated. Soon, an alarming picture of the previous night slowly emerged as the witness testimonies trickled in frustratingly slowly. There was a seniors' farewell party planned for Friday, August the 5th, before the teens were going away to college. Sami said that all seniors from all the local high schools, as well as younger high schoolers, were invited. The party was held at a favorite party spot they called the Sanctuary near the Prosser family campground near Prosser Reservoir. Earlier that day, Kiely spent time with her friends Max and another friend Kate. Kate said that they had fun making creme brulee, and sometime later, Kiely and Max drove together to the party. The sad part is that Kiely was thinking about not going to the party. She was going to spend the day with her family instead, but in the end, she made the ill-fated decision to attend the party. Okay guys, Sven is gonna hang out with us, and I hope he's gonna be a good boy today. The police released an image of Kiely from a security camera of a local business.
That is the last photo of Kiely Rodni. She was seen just hours before she went to that party at the Prosser family campground. This photo signifies exactly what she was wearing.
Although there is some confusion about different hoodies that she was supposedly wearing that night. At first, the police showed a black hoodie that Kiely borrowed from Max. The hoodie caused quite a lot of speculation online because it had a very ominous text on it. It was from the artist Lana Del Rey, and it said, quote, "You don't want to be forgotten, you just want to disappear." Later, police updated the public with an information about a different hoodie that Kiely was seen wearing at the party. It was a white hoodie with pink text, "Odd Future." The party location was about 10 minutes from Truckee and about 12 miles or 30 minutes from Kiely's home, and Kiely drove her silver Honda CR-V there. Max only stayed about 10 minutes and left with her boyfriend Ross, stating that there were way more people than they expected.
A lot of older people started showing up that people didn't know. Like, a lot of drugs were involved, like drugs that we don't typically have just in parties. And our parties also just aren't normally that big.
According to the US Sun article, Lindsay said she knew her daughter was going to the party, but she wasn't worried because, quote, "There have been parties there every weekend for years. It feels like a safe spot. It's a campground, paved roads. They can sleep overnight if they want to. This community feels very safe. This kind of thing does not happen here. It feels surreal," end quote. Kiely's mom trusted her daughter to be safe. She, as well as others, testified that Kiely would never drive under the influence. She was always a very careful and responsible driver. Little did Lindsay know that the party has grown into a large rager with people from far away. Sami said there were a lot of older people too, from Reno, Sacramento, and even San Francisco. Sami said that it felt overwhelming, even to her, and by about 10 to 10:30 p.m., the gathering blew up to more than 300 young people. But Sami assumed that it must be kids from their vacation homes in the area. And then there there was a lot of alcohol and a lot of substances involved, which is scary. And this is also the main reason why the investigation has been so difficult. Many of the partygoers were teenagers who were drinking and doing illegal substances, and young adults who probably, allegedly you guys, supplied the substances. That's why not many people want to come forward, because they don't want to get in trouble. Despite the police reassuring the public that nobody would get in trouble for that, they only want information about Kiely.
We believe that someone knows, someone saw her, but they're not coming forward. So
We do want to stress that we have absolutely no interest in prosecuting or arresting anybody who showed up to that party, whether it be for underage drinking or any type of drug use. We're just interested in finding Kiely.
After Max left the party, Kiely spent most of the night with Sami, on and off, according to Sami. She was having a great time going around the different groups and then coming back together with Sami.
I saw her the second she got there, and from that moment on, we were pretty much seen together all around the party. We would break off for mere moments from each other to go talk to other people or to go do other things, you know. But we would always come back to each other. We were just going around the party. We were drinking the same drinks, being teenagers.
Sami said they were drinking a lot of shots and going to Kylie's car to refill their drinks, and then at around 11 p.m., they went to Kylie's car to charge Kylie's phone. Kiely also texted her mom around 11:30 p.m. She said that she would be leaving at 12:15 and that she would come straight home. Mom told her to be safe and that she loved her and to wake her up when she got home. Kiely said, quote, "Okay, Mom, I love you too." And that was the last time Lindsay heard from her daughter. According to Sami, Kiely told her mom that she was the designated driver for her friends, but she was actually planning to get drunk and effed up, and she was gonna tell her mom she couldn't find her friend and that's why she would be so late. But she never sent the text, and it seems to directly contradict the close and open relationship Kiely supposedly had with her mom. Kiely was not afraid to admit to her mother when she was drinking and couldn't drive, so this seems a little strange. Samantha Smith gave a lot of interviews that online sleuths dissected, and a lot of what she said seems very confusing. For example, Sami said the party was overwhelming, but when her ride was leaving, she asked Kiely if she could get a ride with her instead because she wanted to stay longer. But if it was so overwhelming, why would she want to stay longer? Anyway, so Kiely said yes to giving Sami a ride, but immediately after this conversation they had in Kiely's car, Sami went to look for another ride because Kiely was suddenly too impaired to drive.
We had a few other friends in the car, and then we all decided to go back to the party, and we were around in there for a bit. I had asked her for a ride home when we were in the car because my ride was leaving and I wanted to stay at the party longer. And so then we ended up splitting up in the party because I went to go find another ride when we got back into the party after leaving the car so that we could sorry, my mind is in a moment.
No, that's okay.
And then around 12:25 a.m., it was already August 6th, Sami found Kiely and told her that she had a different ride and said goodbye to her. Yet only minutes later, Kiely allegedly called Sami asking if Sami still needed a ride home. That is like really strange, you guys.
Found her as I was leaving the party. I was making sure to find her, to tell her that I had another ride home and that I loved her and I would say bye and for her to have fun at the party. And then when I left the party, we were pretty much on 89 with my ride. And she called me as I was in the car in the passenger seat, and she was like, "Hey, where are you? Do you still need a ride home?" And I was like, "No, I'm okay. Like, I'm in the car right now. I'm getting driven home now." But Kiely did not have a set ride home, and I was under the impression that she would either sleep there or find another ride home.
This part is very confusing because the last ping from Kylie's phone is at 12:33 and then it's turned off. But Sami said that Kiely called her at 12:36. But sometimes she says that Sami, contacted Kiely, so which is it? Samantha also said that she was the last person to contact her, yet she said that she heard Kiely was still at the party because she heard people in the background. So how would she know she was the last person to contact Kiely? Maybe Sami meant the last person who spoke to Kiely was her from her friends group. Who knows, guys? Also, why would Kiely call Sami to ask her if she needed a ride if they just saw each other minutes earlier and Sami was saying goodbye to Kiely? It is very confusing for sure, but when alcohol and substances are involved, things might not make sense to others. However, it doesn't stop many people thinking that she knows more than she is saying. Others allege that she's downright involved with whatever happened to Kiely. Yet others, including Kiely's mom, vouch for Sami. They have an understanding for Sami being very young and maybe nervous being suddenly thrust in front of a worldwide audience when Kiely's case went viral. Many people, including me, wonder why Sami left Kiely there. Why didn't she offer her a ride home if Kiely was so drunk? But maybe she didn't realize that Kiely was in danger, or maybe she was too drunk herself to care at that moment. Lots of people also question why Sami was so involved in the investigation, speaking to the media and the public, helping with the search for Kiely, organizing teen-to-teen talks for teens to feel safe to come forward with information without adults or authorities being present. All this seems very suspicious to some people, especially when Sami and Kiely weren't like best friends or anything. They were more like party friends. But according to Sami, they were growing closer. Except they didn't follow each other on social media, which at this day and age is quite unusual, you guys. It really could be just Sami trying to be helpful, especially as allegedly her family work in the PI business. Anyway, time will tell if Sami told the truth. She's still very young and she was under the influence that night, so she might not remember everything, and her reasoning was probably impaired. The police know more for sure, and I think they will work it out what happened in this case. So who else saw Kiely at the party? A friend called Elsa came forward and told the authorities that she saw Kiely around midnight at the party, and another sighting has been alleged to be at 12:40 a.m. on August 6th. And that's all what the public know as far as sightings from the party go. The police probably, hopefully, know way more than us because we only have a few of the kids' testimonies and hardly any photo or video from the party, which is also very strange to many because of the sheer number of people being there and hardly any social media pics or videos. Yeah, that is like really weird, guys. Now, Kiely's ex-boyfriend Jagger has been apparently texting her most of the day, complaining about his own day. He finally heard from Kiely in the evening when she was at the party, where she expressed empathy for him and he told her to have fun at the party and not to do anything stupid there. Now the next part is a little concerning, you guys, because allegedly there was a fight that broke out between a boy and a girl, or guys breaking up a fight between two girls, but Sami said that they were just friendly fights, they had boxing gloves and they were just doing it for entertainment, that was something that they usually did. But to some other witnesses, it was a real fight, and the police also took it seriously and asked for more footage of the alleged incident. It was reported that there was some disturbing behavior between Kiely and an unnamed girl before everyone bolted out of there. The next part is really strange too, very suspicious, because witnesses at a nearby campground confirmed this. They noticed a sudden mass exodus of cars around 12:30 a.m. and many people again speculate that something probably happened to Kiely then, and people freaked out and left. Okay, so on August 7th, the Placer County Sheriff's Office opened a tip line for any information on Kiely's disappearance. The authorities began to search for the missing teen and her car using ground crews and helicopters. Multiple agencies searched the Tahoe National Forest area, including the Prosser Creek Reservoir. The FBI investigated her disappearance as a possible child abduction because of the reports that the party grew to such a large size, including many unfamiliar adults, and also because Kiely's car was also missing. Kiely's mom, Lindsay, spoke to the media pleading for help in finding her daughter. She said, quote, "We just want her home. We are so scared and we miss her so much and we love her so much." End quote.
So when I found it, I was just driving down a dirt road between Prosser and Boca, and it was in the middle of the road, and I had just passed some undercover detectives that were knocking on a camper door, and so I saw it in the road, and of course my eyes were alert that day because I had just heard about her going missing. And when they first came out, they said, she's wearing a black tank top And so my eyes were open for that information that they had put out. This is before the surveillance came out. And so I saw it and I got in my car, looked at it, took a picture, and drove back to where the detectives were and told them, hey, there's a black item of clothing in the middle of the road down there. And I went down and waited for about 15, 20 minutes for them to come back. They said, okay, we'll go bag it up. And they never came, and I had to go to my job. And so I went to my job, and when I came back about a half hour later, it was gone. And then I never heard anything from them about it. And the only thing they ever mentioned was on one of their press conferences, they said nothing was ever found. Not that, something was found and it wasn't hers. It was just, they said it was fake news. Nothing was ever found. There was no tank top ever found. There was nothing found. When they came out and said she had a bodysuit on, which was a couple days after I found that, I was like, oh, well, then that wasn't hers because I think that was a tank top. But then people started saying that looks like a bodysuit because there's more material than would be in a tank top. And she manipulated hers the same way and said, those could be snaps. And I asked my other daughter, same thing. That could be, the crotch area of the bodysuit. I don't know.
5 days after Kiely disappeared, the authorities received more than 300 tips. On August 10th, authorities held a community meeting to update everyone on the search and to urge people to come forward with tips and information because, sadly, not many people who were there or who knew something were coming forward. Then, on August 12th, a website was created to receive tips. And also a burial site was found by searchers on August 13th, but it turned out to be a dog buried there. A country-themed music concert was held at the Truckee Regional Park also on August 13th in Kiely's honor. Then the rumors began to circulate that the local adults told their kids not to speak up, but the police urged the teens and young adults to come forward as they wouldn't be in trouble for underage drinking. Many volunteers got involved in the search, prayer circles were held, and missing flyers were distributed. Soon there were missing flyers displayed in every business in Truckee. On August 14th, authorities released a photo of a white sweatshirt with the pink writing "Odd Future." They said that a footage was uncovered from the party where Kiely was wearing the hoodie. On August 15th, the family and authorities announced that the reward has risen from $50,000 to $75,000. As the official search was winding down, many people were concerned for Kiely and urged a popular volunteer diving group called The Adventures with Purpose on YouTube to try to find Kiely. The AWP guys are very experienced in finding vehicles in bodies of water and their recovery. They use their trained team of scuba divers and sonar equipment. So far, they have helped to recover 24 missing people. They mostly focus on cold cases, but they were persuaded by the community to get involved. The video of their search for Kiely is on their YouTube channel, guys, so if you want to check it out, I'll leave a link down below. So on August 19th, the AWP arrived in the area and linked up with the authorities. Then they were contacted by one of their viewers, Nick, a roadside service assistant, who told them that he responded to a call from Boca Lake, which is located north of the Prosser Reservoir, on August 6th or 7th at around 11 a.m. There he found a teen girl who looked like she had a rough night, awkwardly standing around with a man. Nick is convinced that the girl was Kiely after he saw her missing flyers. He said that he had proof in the form of footage from his truck and that the police were notified. He couldn't go back and look at it again, but the company that he works for had the footage. They have given it to the authorities. He explained that the whole interaction with the girl and the guy was quite strange, as the girl thought that her car had a dead battery, but really the gear shift was just in neutral. She said that she had been there all night and couldn't start her car. The girl was also asking Nick if he could show her how to correctly put the seatbelt on.
She was asking me really weird questions, like in the sense of how do you put on your seatbelt correctly, and like, okay, and she asked me to show her on how to connect it to like her actual belt.
Which was very strange to Nick, and yeah, it is like really weird, you guys, because you just put it in, right? Until it clicks. I mean, there's nothing, like, why was it so confusing to her? Unless the girl was trying to tell Nick something else by talking nonsense to him. I don't know, you guys. But the girl also seemed to back away from the male every time he came closer. Nick helped the pair and forgot about the interaction, only to remember it again when he saw the flyer a week later. He described the male as a young, thin guy wearing a white brotang and a black San Francisco ball cap with the letters SF on it. He had brown hair sticking out at the sides and he had freckles or acne on his face. Of course, people immediately suspected Kiely's ex-boyfriend because that's how people would describe him. However, he allegedly wasn't even in the area. He arrived the next day to help look for Kiely. Plus, a lot of people in the area wear a hat like that, so we will have to wait for the footage to be released to see if it was in fact Kiely with her ex-boyfriend or Kiely with another male or neither of them. Nick said the girl was wearing a light gray sweatshirt and the pair seemed at unease as if they had a crazy night or something. Nick's testimony is corroborated by a female witness who came forward and said she saw what looked like Kiely's car at Boca on Saturday morning too. The team searched Donner and Boca lakes and found nothing. Next, they went back to the beginning, the Prosser Creek Reservoir, even though it had been searched extensively by the authorities. The AWP said they wanted to conduct their own search because that's the way they do it. They said something like, if it's not searched by them, it hasn't been searched. And so on August 21st, Doug Bishop and Nick Rinn, each in their own boat, started searching the lake, and 30-something minutes later, they noticed an unusual shadow on their sonar. On further inspection, Doug lowered a magnet in, and sure enough, it attached to the surface of the object. They were now pretty sure it was a car, and check it out, guys, they were able to discern that it was a newer car from the way the magnet attached and the way it felt. Isn't that amazing, you guys? The team tried very hard to remain calm and inconspicuous as not to alert any spectators that would start needless speculations before they knew for sure. Nick changed into his scuba gear and went to investigate. The car license plate confirmed it was Kiely's car.
Yep. That's what we do it for, brother.
She's in the back of the vehicle. She's not in the driver's seat. It looks suspicious to me.
It was submerged 14 feet under the surface and it was upside down. Nick carefully investigated the vehicle and around it. We could clearly make some of Kiely's things in the car, such as a hairbrush, a MacBook charger, Truly can, and a possible sweatshirt. Guys, Kiely was actually all the way at the back. Not just the back seats, but back in the cargo area. The car window on the front passenger side of the vehicle was broken out and the rear driver's side window was about halfway open. You guys, this is suspicious. The team then contacted Kiely's family first and then the authorities. It was very hard and emotional, even though they were glad to provide answers to Kiely's family. It was heartbreaking. The authorities soon arrived and proceeded with the vehicle recovery. And this, guys, was a mistake, I think, because the AWP team are also experts in recovering the cars out of the water in the most effective way possible as to protect and preserve the evidence as much as possible. For example, they would first carefully take out any easily accessible objects out of the car and then they would cover or seal the open window so nothing is lost during the recovery. They also stated that they would not turn the car around, they would take it out in the position it was in because it's very difficult to turn the car around without damaging it. After this, many people were questioning the authorities' competence. How was it possible that after 20,000 search hours they didn't locate Kiely, but the YouTubers found her in the lake within 35 minutes? The AWP team very graciously explained that they specialize in these kind of searches and that the police asked them about their methods the very next day so they could improve. The experts said it's very difficult to interpret the sonar images, especially when the car was upside down. There was a press conference on August 22nd confirming the results of the search.
We've recovered the vehicle. We recovered the vehicle last night. We have located a decedent inside the vehicle. We believe it is our missing person.
And so Kiely was found 2 weeks after she disappeared and only just 300 yards from her last known location. The family released a very touching statement. The police said there was no news on the investigation, which was expected to take at least 2 more weeks. Andrew Trigg, public information officer for the Nevada County Sheriff's Office, said, quote, "We are awaiting the final autopsy reports that will also include the toxicology report. Once that information is certified, it will be shared," end quote. The California Highway Patrol and the Nevada County Sheriff's Office are working separately and they are meeting regularly to discuss the progress of their respective investigations. The California Highway Patrol is investigating anything to do with Kiely's car. They're using science to figure out what has happened to her car and whether it could have been an accident. By examining the technology in the car, they will find out what was happening to the car before it went into the water. They will know if it was in a gear, if the brakes were used, or if the car was pushed into the water, or if it was driven into the water. So while Ehler's team is working on the car, the Nevada County Sheriff's Office continues to investigate the circumstances of how Kiely could have ended up in the lake and whether any foul play or substances were involved. The Sheriff's Office also conducted the autopsy. It will be released publicly when both investigations are concluded. A public memorial for Kiely was held on Saturday, September 10th in Truckee. Lindsay sang a beautiful song for Kiely. Nevada County Sheriff Office Public Information Officer told news station that there would be an update this week, or by November 1st the latest. Unbelievable, on September 7th, a YouTuber called Checkit TV was paddling in the Prosser Reservoir and he found many of Kiely's things that were in the car at the bottom of the lake. He was live streaming and documenting what he found. He couldn't get hold of the sheriff or anyone to come and get it. One of Kiely's friends was there and she managed to get a direct contact number to the authorities dealing with Kiely's case, but they were told that nobody would come that day because it was getting late. What? I mean, guys, this is crazy. Kiely's grandfather arrived and the police came in the end too, because so many people who watched the live stream, they were bombarding the sheriff to come and get the things. That's insane, you guys. There was Kiely's laptop there, a charger, hairbrush, a bag, some cards, and a lot of glass, probably from the broken window. All these things were seen in the AWP footage inside the car, as well as the Truly can that was found by another woman there. It is unknown if Kiely's phone was in the car or if it's still lost at the bottom of the lake or elsewhere. Guys, I can't believe this actually happened, that the police left Kiely's things right there. Didn't they watch the AWP's video? Were they not wondering where those things disappeared? So many people are discussing. They took a screen grab, like right here you can see everybody was talking about what was in the car. I mean, many people are so angry at the level of incompetence, and some people speculate that it could even be intentional, maybe a cover-up. It seems that after Kiely was found, the witnesses reportedly stopped talking to the police altogether. A lot of the witnesses stated that they were harassed, and some are genuinely scared for their life, including the lady who saw Kiely's car by Boca Lake. Sami allegedly lawyered up now, and there seemed to be discontent in Kiely's family too. Mom is grieving and she wants Kiely's friends to be left alone, as Kiely's gone and there is nothing that can be done. But reportedly Kiely's dad and even grandfather are very suspicious of everyone, including Kiely's friends, and they want answers, as does the public. So what really happened to Kiely? Unfortunately, we don't yet know for sure what really occurred that fateful night until we have more information from the authorities. Let's look at the location again. So this is where the party was. The cars were apparently parked right on the reservoir bank. A lot of the cars were also parked in the woods, just as Sami said that Kiely's car was parked very near the spot the kids were hanging out, and Kiely was found right there, not very far from the place of the party. So how did Kiely get there? Was it just an accident or foul play? We know that fighting was reported at the party and some disturbing behavior was seen between two girls, one of whom was Kiely. And within minutes of this incident, or whatever happened, we don't know, But something must have happened for everybody to suddenly hop in their car and speed out of there. Also, we don't have a confirmation yet if the girl with the guy at the Boca Lake was Kiely as reported by the roadside worker guy. I'm almost thinking, guys, that it wasn't Kiely, but it might somehow be connected because the couple's behavior was very odd. I don't think that Kiely's car left to Boca only to come back to the exact same spot where people were already searching there, but we will see, you guys. Then there is the fact of Kiely not sitting in the driver's seat, but she was located at the very back of the car in the cargo area. Was she placed there, or did she just fall asleep in there and somehow ended up in the lake, unable to free herself? Or did she have a bad reaction to something? And there is a very bad thing, guys, I keep hearing about. It starts with an F and ends with nil, if you know what I mean. You might have heard of it. So many young people die from it nowadays. There is even a rainbow version of it to attract young people, guys. Be very, very careful. Next, the front passenger window was broken out and the rear driver's side window was halfway down. Kiely could have escaped if the windows were open. She was small and smart. Unless she was incapacitated. What makes me worried is that the window was broken on purpose so it would sink quicker. Oh my god, you guys. It's terrible, but I really think that it might be the case. It's only my speculation though. I mean, I hope that's not what happened for the sake of Kiely's family. I hope it was just an accident, but the evidence we have so far is indicating that something else might have happened, sadly. If it was intentional, then the question is, why was she put in the water? It could have been a cover-up of an accident that happened at the party and people didn't want to get in trouble. Or it was done on purpose and it doesn't even bear to think about. But time will tell, because I think this case will be solved. And guys, the little side rear view mirror that was seen broken when the car was taken out of the water, that actually happened during the recovery. And so did the other window that was broken. It probably happened during the time when they flipped the car over as it was upside down. According to the AWP, it is very common for cars to be found upside down underwater due to the weight of the engine and also the air in the tires. Checkit TV guy also found handfuls of broken glass in the lake. It makes me wonder if it was the glass from the time the car went in. If it is, then I think it's definitely a foul play. Now, let's just briefly talk about the drama out there for those of you who are confused and misinformed because of this. Okay, so there is a famous person, a musician called Upchurch. He also has a large YouTube channel and he made some hurtful comments. He implied that Kiely was not real, that Sami is not real, and it was just GoFundMe scam. I appreciate that he wants to know the truth, and there are strange things going on, like there are only a few pictures and videos from the party, but it's not okay to say stuff like that. A person like him with a large following has a responsibility, and he should be more careful next time. He has fans that claim that he is a good person with a good heart and he helps people. Now, I don't know him or follow him, so I don't know, but I hope that he can be better. He's also involved in the next controversy I will tell you about, and it involves a lady known as Xananmayx. She comes from Ukraine and she has been in the US for about 20 years. She was in the military and now works for NASA. Earlier this year, Xananmayx helped to rescue her family from Ukraine. She has a dog and her hobby is kayaking. She's also a fan of true crime, just like you and I. Xananmayx was planning to go kayaking in the Tahoe area with her dog when Kiely went missing, and because she was already there, she filmed the area, the lake, the campground, and basically where Kiely was last seen. Xananmayx did the videos for her favorite YouTubers. She said she was trying to help. Quite a few locals filmed the area, so not just Xananmayx. There were other characters involved in this, like a person called Ronnie who claimed his cousins were at the party, and some people, including Upchurch, became suspicious of this guy. And I believe Xananmayx defended him because he was being bullied online. As a result, the spotlight was now on her, and people started wondering who this lady was, and so much confusion and misinformation is out there about it. It's crazy, you guys. This includes some serious and disgusting allegations. Xananmayx got accused of being involved, even being at the party, knowing what happened, etc. She and her family, including her little cousin, who is a child, are being bullied by Ryan Upchurch and his fans, and it has to stop, you guys. I think a lot of what she did or say got badly twisted and misinterpreted. You can hear her explain her side on Popcorn Planet, and everything makes perfect sense to me. So no guys, I don't believe Xananmayx was involved in this. It's crazy that some cases that blow up like this, with people fighting and spreading misinformation and confusion online and people inserting themselves in the investigation, it's just not necessary, you guys. It's not helpful. It takes away the focus from the victim and finding the truth and justice for Kiely and her family.
I know you told your friend you're not okay, and tell me what's wrong and why you never said you felt that way. And guess you're trying to stay strong and fake a smile until I look away. But I've known you too long, it hurts to watch your blue eyes fade to gray as you fade away, as you fade away.